Hi, let me introduce myself. My name is Dini Ahdini and I will retell a story. There are three parts of the story. Let's start from part one. Part one. One of Sarah's work colleague asked why she eats soup every day at work. And she answered why she eats soup because she likes it and it's easy to make. Also, he asked Sarah, what is the secret to make a soup? So she started telling him what the ingredients that usually she bought were chicken, brown rice, and some vegetables. In addition, she also explained the steps to cook the soup. She started from cutting all the ingredients and boiling the water until it boils, then put all the ingredients, add salt and pepper. But you can add some garlic, soy sauce, lemon juice, or other spices depending on the type of the soup you are making. That's how she cooks soup. However, he asked again, how did she save the soup for the rest of the week? So she packs it in the container, waits for it to cool or like room temperature, and then the soup is ready to be stored in the fridge. And she would only use microwave. She wanted to eat soup. And then he asked the last question. How many servings does she usually make? And yes, she answered, she makes 4 to 5 servings at a time, but depending on the type of the soup she cooks. If she cooks her favorite soup, then she will make the soup for the rest of the week. And he tries to tease her. Next time, if she cooks again, maybe she could make extra so he can taste it. Let's continue to part 2. A man asked his friend where the movie theater in town is near the hospital because he wants to go out for dinner with Jennifer to celebrate her birthday party on Saturday night. And Renee started giving him directions to go to the theater. Firstly, he had to go through the first street and go west, cross the river, and go straight until the Point Street. Then turn left, and the movie theater is in the second building on the right. After getting the theater address, he also asked for Rene's recommendation for a restaurant. And Rene suggested the Pink Flamingo restaurant. It was a Spanish restaurant. Here are directions to the restaurant from the theater. First, you go South Palm Street, cross the second street, and drive to the third street, and then you will see a parking lot on the left of the street. Then turn left on the third street. The Pink Flamingo is in the building just right before the river, and open on weekdays from 10:30 in the morning to 11:30 at night, and stay until midnight on the weekend. So the last thing he asked Renee was the flower shop, and the only flower shop she knew was in front of the stadium on the second street. And he said, all right, thank you very much for the information. All right, let's continue to part 3. This is the last part of the story. A shepherd dog had a master who did not take care of him and often let him suffer from hunger. So he went up to the hill and felt sad. On the way, he met a sparrow, and the sparrow asked him why he was so sad. Because I was very, very hungry and I had nothing to eat, he said. Then the sparrow said, come with me then to the next town and I will pack some meat for you. And they went together into town until they passed the butcher shop, and the sparrow asked him to stay for a while. And she started packing meat for the dog. Then she asked him, have you had enough now, my friend? He says, I have enough meat, but I want to eat a piece of bread. Then come with me, you will get it soon, she said. They passed the bakery shop and she took 2 rolls of bread and gave them to him. And she asked again, have you had enough now, my friend? Then they answered, yes, that's enough. Let's take a walk for a bit from the city. Then the 2 of them walked upon the high road. But the weather was warm enough that they couldn't walk for so long, and he got tired and said, I'm tired. I need to take a nap. And he fell asleep quickly. But while the dog was asleep, a carter with 3 horses passed by. And the sparrow said, "Stop!" to the carter, because he saw that the carter did not stop the way where the dog lay. But then the sparrow says, "You made him the worst," and he kills the dog by crashing the steering wheel, and the dog dies. The sparrow cried and said, "This cruel villain has killed my friend." "It costs with life," she says. And the carter said, "Do the worst and welcome." But then the sparrow took cask and spilled all the wine without the carter seeing it. And he said, "What unlucky wretch I am," he cried. And the sparrow said, "Not wretch enough yet." And the carter aiming to kill the sparrow, but he missed it when he wants to stab the sparrow. She flew away and he killed the horse instead. It happened the same with the other 2 horses. He went home without the cart and the horses and told his wife that all the wine ran out and all the horses died. And the wife said, "All the corn are eaten by 1,000 of birds," she said. And the carter went upstairs and saw there's 1,000 sparrows still eat all the corn on the corn plantation. He lost everything he had, but still not sorry for what he's done. The carter and his wife are blinded, angry, and aiming to kill the sparrow until break all the furniture, glasses, benches, chairs, and table without touching the sparrow. However, they caught the sparrow, and the wife said, Should I kill her at once? No. She should die more cruel. I will eat her." So he gave the hatchet to his wife and said, "Strike and kill her," while he's holding the sparrow. But the wife missed her aim and hit the husband on his head instead of the sparrow. And the sparrow fly quietly to her nest.